What drives someone to kill repeatedly, without remorse? Is it something they're born with, or something they become? As a society, we're both fascinated and horrified by serial killers. Maybe it's the mystery, the shock, or the fear that someone so dangerous could look so ordinary. This blend of fear and curiosity has led us to question, are serial killers born with a dark drive? Or does their environment mold them into what they become? Psychologists have found that many serial killers share early developmental factors that may contribute to their violent tendencies. Childhood trauma, often in the form of abuse or neglect, can leave deep emotional scars, paving the way for a darker path. In many cases, early signs of antisocial behavior begin in adolescence. It's common to see traits like animal cruelty, manipulation, and a lack of empathy as warning signs in their teenage years. These behaviors suggest a desensitization to violence and pain, laying a foundation for what may come later. When someone lacks empathy or the ability to feel guilt, it becomes easier for them to view others as objects rather than people. This emotional disconnect can lead to chilling actions in adulthood. A lack of empathy is a common trait among serial killers. They don't experience remorse or guilt the way most people do. This emotional void is often connected to psychopathy, a condition that makes it difficult, if not impossible, for them to truly care about others. This is what allowed killers like Ted Bundy to commit such horrific acts while maintaining a charismatic, charming personality. In his mind, he simply didn't see others as human in the way we do. Next is narcissism, an extreme form of self-importance. Many serial killers feel they are superior, untouchable, and beyond the law. Dennis Rader, known as the BTK killer, taunted law enforcement for years. His sense of superiority made him believe he could outsmart everyone, a trait that eventually led to his downfall. Compulsion also plays a critical role. Many killers are driven by intense fantasies that they play out over and over in their minds. These dark thoughts become obsessions, until they eventually feel compelled to act on them. Jeffrey Dahmer described how his fantasies about possessing and controlling his victims pushed him further each time. These compulsions are powerful forces that drive them into actions they might not even fully understand. Finally, manipulation is a key characteristic. Many serial killers are skilled at blending in, hiding their dark sides beneath a mask of normalcy. John Wayne Gacy, for instance, was a friendly, well-liked figure in his community. He even dressed up as a clown for children's parties. This ability to manipulate others allowed him to hide in plain sight for years. So, where do these traits come from? Are serial killers born with a killer gene, or does their environment play a role? Experts have explored several theories to understand these behaviors. One theory suggests that biological factors, such as brain abnormalities, can predispose someone to violent behaviors. Studies have shown that certain areas of the brain linked to empathy and impulse control may be underdeveloped in serial killers. Others point to environmental factors, trauma, abuse, or a violent upbringing. These experiences can create a foundation for antisocial behaviors, molding their personality over time. And finally, psychological conditions like psychopathy and sociopathy. These conditions affect how people perceive others, often leading to detachment, cruelty, and a willingness to harm. To illustrate these theories, let's look at a few well-known cases. Ted Bundy exhibited extreme narcissism and a lack of empathy, qualities that made him a manipulative and calculated killer. His charm and intelligence helped him lure victims, all while he felt no guilt. Jeffrey Dahmer's story shows how dark fantasies and compulsions can consume a person. His need for control and possession drove him into a cycle of violent acts that he felt powerless to resist. Serial killers have become almost mythological figures in our society. Movies, TV shows, and media coverage often portray them as larger-than-life villains, romanticizing their intelligence and making them objects of fascination. This fascination has, in some cases, obscured the reality of their actions. While society sees them as intriguing figures, the tragic consequences of their actions are often forgotten. Today, we've explored a complex and unsettling topic. From early childhood trauma to compulsive fantasies, serial killers represent a unique blend of psychological factors that defy simple explanations. Understanding these traits reminds us of the importance of recognizing warning signs, taking mental health seriously, and addressing trauma before it can shape someone's future. So, what do you think drives someone to commit these horrific acts? Is it nature, nurture, or something else entirely? Let us know in the comments. And if you're interested in exploring more about the human mind, don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, stay curious and stay safe.